Failed to set up settings for YouTube. Oh, wait, no. I think it worked.
Oh?
Did I?
Let's see.
Am I back? Are we back? Did it work?
Are we? We? Can we be?
Hello? People! I think it worked. I think I'm back.
Yes. I mean, you're gone, but you're back.
Okay, I just blue screened. That was fun. Enjoy the split cam logo for the rest of this stream from my end of this.
No problem. I'll carry.
Okay. Where was I? I was wrapping up Monster Hunter.
You said one more thing?
Oh, yes.
And then you died.
One more thing, and just everything failed. Just a fun thing. Oh, anything else? Just make sure that everything's good.
Oh, no, just to answer for people, yes, one of his drivers crashed. We believe it is the webcam's driver. So that one is just out.
Just gone. No more lights. It's dead. I might need a new camera. I've needed a new one for a while anyway. But
Put a funny picture on your side.
Hang on. Actually, you know what? Hold on. I have exactly the picture.
Do like that picture of like... Do that picture of like Mario on the stairs in pain.
No. I have the exact thing, because it'll come back later with the bonus stage.
Okay, oh yeah.
New source, image, add, browse. I hope I remember to cut all of this out when I splice this back together for the upload into Spotify. Mm-hmm. Just drag that into place.
I can't believe you got Columboed so hard.
How do I crop this? I don't remember. Settings?
I don't know nothing. I'm just here.
Can I put it behind? Can I put your face in front of... Nope, that won't work either.
Okay.
You know what? This is fine. It's scuffed, but it's fine.
This is fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, let me get back to the thing. Because me and my brother just decided for the lulz that the characters we're going to create were Miguel and Tulio from Road to El Dorado, which has themed the entire experience in the best possible way. Just constantly spouting quotes from the movie while fighting, and there is no better feeling than trying to line up a finishing combo on a monster to the timeline of Miguel and Tulio, Tulio and Miguel, mighty and powerful gods. Just rivers of joy.
Beautiful
from the whole experience.
Beauty.
Okay, now I'm done. My annoyance at the handler stealing my cat hug literally killed my webcam. Let's get to the rest.
Great. Yep, alright. Almost done with video games, guys. It only takes us 2 hours to finish our friggin' months of games. I finally got to play Hi-Fi Rush.
Yes! I am so happy!
Awesome. This game is friggin' beautiful.
It is...
like...
insanely amazing.
Just the stylization, the ability that it has to transition from its animated sequences directly into gameplay is fantastic. The sense of stylization, the movement of everything in its world is beautiful. I'm up to the Zanzo fight. I've beaten him.
Oh, yes. How'd you enjoy that?
Oh, I enjoyed it quite a bit. This game is great. I don't think it's better than great.
Aww. Okay, but I want to hear why.
Yeah. I hate to deflate it, but I was expecting an action game, and I got a Lego game.
Really?
The feeling of this game is so similar to Lego game progressions, because you have very short sprints of combat, and then most of it is platforming around an area and collecting a bunch of stuff. And, like, that's good. That is enjoyable. It's just not what was, advertised to me by everyone. But then once I got, like, into the groove of it, I was like, okay, yeah, this is nice. And I think the game is pitifully easy.
What difficulty are you playing at? Just out of curiosity.
Hard.
Hard? Okay.
Hard. I don't really like Rhythm Master because I don't like that it makes the precision of the 4/4 beat more strict.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I would want. The fact that this game runs on a 4/4 beat constantly is incredibly, incredibly well considered.
Mm-hmm.
Because that keeps everything at a steady pace. It makes it actually accessible. If it were at any other pace, it would kind of be a nightmare, but also I want that. Because unfortunately, it makes tells and everything else kind of, you learn it, and then you're set forever. Like, there is no real variation to the game because you simply just have to time your Omni Dodge or your parry to the beat that will be coming. Your actual interactions with your enemies are very limited. And I found for a majority of the game, it was much better to simply hit the button in time with the rhythm than it was to go after individual enemies.
Interesting. Okay. I'd be curious to see how that evolves as the amount and difficulty of the enemies expands later on in the game.
Well, see, that's also an issue I have with the game, because when Chai gets hit, my man just takes it. Like, there is no strong fail state in Hi-Fi Rush. Because you have to keep the beat going. There's natural progression. If an enemy hits you from the side while you're doing another action, well, that wouldn't feel good to interrupt the beat. So you just kind of get going. So the issue that I have is just you get hit from the side and it's like, oh, I got hit. I didn't feel that. I'm still going. So I don't feel like I'm interacting with my enemies very much unless I have broken their guard. But I don't personally feel like Chai is in much danger during the game of Hi-Fi Rush.
That makes sense. I can see that, yeah.
And to me, that kind of sort of mitigates things. Also, I thought it would be a good thing that bosses just set you at the latest part of their pattern. In actually playing the game, I don't like that at all. Because it makes me feel like, okay, I got hit by that one attack. Like, I get hit by Rekka's death suplex and die. And I'm like, okay, great. Cool. I'm ready to go again. I'm right there. She never gets a chance to use it again.
Okay.
I don't feel like I learn with Hi-Fi Rush so much as I just hit the buttons really good and things die. And now that I've hit the buttons once, I can hit them a little bit better. And because it doesn't have much variation except for the parry timing windows, which are specific QuickTime event sequences, just general combat doesn't feel great to me. I like Hi-Fi Rush the most when I am wandering around collecting the Lego bits.
Do you try to switch up like what moves you're using throughout the combos and trying to extend them, or is it just like, okay, I don't really need to worry about this?
because it stales, obviously. So I want to keep doing different variants of things, but usually the best option is just to go for the 4-4-XXXX or X rest XXXX into air combo and then continue on. Because that allows for the least amount of commitment in brain power so that you can time the dodge better. Like, I don't feel like the game is doing enough to better incentivize me to optimize the combos, because what's going to stop me from hitting the button? And usually in an action game, they'll go like, well, this guy that knocks you halfway across the screen. This guy that gives you a hard knockdown right in your face. But no, just sometimes I'll go like, oh, I died. Okay, we'll hit the buttons a little better this time and hit dodge more.
This is fascinating, because I'm trying to put to words... Because like, I completely agree with you, but I think where my difference of experience comes from is that I treat this less as an action game and more as an actual rhythm game. And doing the same thing in a rhythm game just wouldn't feel as fun. Like if I was doing like you ever played like Guitar Hero or something like that, where there's the segments where you can just press whatever buttons you want and get score. Like you can just mash the button throughout all of that, but
he has a mash attack.
Yeah, but that's not fun. It's freeform enough that I guess that's where the difference comes from. This is freeform enough and easy enough that I can just have that fun. I find the simple act of keeping it to the beats to be where the challenge lies, and the fun comes from trying to mix these wacky things together while still keeping that beat going. I guess my objective with the game is simply different, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I feel you. I feel the idea of that, but part of me, first off, feels like attacking the air always feels bad, in spite of it being toward the beat.
Well, I don't know if I can.
And I feel like I attack the air a lot.
Oh, wait, no, I thought I misinterpreted that as attacking in the air. Well,
I do feel like air combos are a little bit wonky, but I do feel that the, whatever you call it, the snatch, it's DMC snatch.
Yeah.
That feels good. You enough in a rhythm game sense. And like I asked people, hey, does this game get any harder? Because it feels easy. And my answer was no, except the final boss.
I think that's accurate, yes. If you're having an easy time right now, there's one level in the Mimosa stage, the museum, that gets surprisingly tough, with like an electrified floor that you have to deal with on top of everything else, but I don't know.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
This wasn't a game I really played for the difficulty, so I can't... Like, I don't disagree, I just can't really comment. It's more for the novelty of the experience.
Okay, keep in mind that I'm saying this, and, like, your read that this game was for me personality-wise is 100% on the money. And I do love everything about this game, except for the depth of its mechanics. And to be fair, I think that this would be a far less accessible game if it were doing the things that would curtail it to me specifically.
You know what's interesting? I heard something similar from Maximilian Dude when he was playing through this, so this might be more of a difference of I barely play any action games and you've probably played a lot more than I have. This might be just a matter of this is a really good, like, introductory kind of, like, okay, this is kind of what the genre is like. Do you think there's any merit to that?
I think there is merit to the fact that both Max and I have played God Hand. So, like, we know that when that game says you can take easy mode, we're like, yes, sir, we'll go for that. That sounds like a great idea. But other than that, I don't play terribly many character action games.
Alright.
So I'm not entirely sure on the veracity of that statement. I can say that I play a ton of rhythm games. So it could be that my desire to have a more complex rhythm and my devotion to games like DDR, like Theater Rhythm, that physically push me has sort of made the generic beat of this a bit, okay, sure.
I can agree with that part of it, yeah. Like, one of the things I want the most if they continue this franchise is to just kind of, like, mix that up a little bit. I want faster beats, I want slower beats, I want to have to be able to swap between them.
But just to compare it to, like, I don't think is particularly strong in combat, but has good combat ideas, which is Nier Automata. I think that the flow of how that game handles enemies and how 2B gets hit and the flow of dodging in that game is so much more pronounced than Hi-Fi Rush's.
Okay. Yeah, that checks out.
So yeah, I mean, I will finish this game. I want to close it out. And I already know I enjoy this game. I've seen this game. I really like this game. It's just not going to be a game that I think I'm going to love.
Okay. I would be very fascinated to know how your opinion of it shifts as you get further through it.
I will be curious. It was just a bit disheartening to go, no, it's basically, this is the game. I went, okay.
Yeah, because I'd say if you were feeling this before you got the parry, that I'd get it. But if you're still feeling it with the parry, then it might just be more of just wanting more from the game than it's currently offering.
The parry is fun when they have specific parry sections. Otherwise, the parry is another option for if the enemy is better to parry than to dodge.
Okay.
It is a Pokemon type chart of I've shifted my type from dodge to parry.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry to be a downer on that one. So let's lift everyone's spirit. I play Pizza Tower.
About fucking time. I'm shocked it took you this long.
I didn't have the means to play it until I had a Steam Deck.
Yeah, but you've had a Steam Deck for a little bit, man.
Yeah. But I reviewed it last month, and then I played Pizza Tower. So we're here. We're at Pizza Tower. It's perfectly timely. It's 10 months after the release when everyone wants to hear about it. This game makes Wario Land look like a joke.
That is what I have heard. This has just gone balls to the wall. This is sheer insanity for what it's been inspired by.
This game is so incredibly forgiving in its ability to make you do the most insane, incomprehensible platforming nonsense. It's basically, do you have any momentum? Are you holding the run button? You will run up this wall like mad. You will shoot off, like, even if you are at a stop, you instantly get back to just go, go, go. Every single power-up that you get in this game, you kind of just run into on accident, and then you're like, okay, keep going, though. I am a knight with terrible armor. Guess what? The floor is slicked. I keep on running. I have the sword pointed out, so all of the enemies just die. I hope that my little legs that can no longer jump good survive the rest of this going around.
Wonderful.
Soundtrack is great. Just in general. Every time it has this very remixed sort of vibe with a bunch of just interjections and whatnot. It's very clear where it takes inspiration from Wario Land 4 soundtrack, but then it does its own things with it. They're very like Naganuma-esque. It does a wonderful job with that. This is a game where you hit the jump button and it feels good, which is good because I played a demo of Pizza Tower online when I couldn't play it, and I was like, oh, this jump feels like shit.
Okay,
so
good.
I played actual Pizza Tower, and I'm like, oh, this jump feels great.
Just need a little more exposure to it is all.
Boss themes are amazing. I'm mostly talking about Crust Cove. I frickin' love Crust Cove. Boss fights are really, really good, which is high praise for a 2D platformer where boss fights usually suck. You whittle down their life bars, and then they will go, okay, fine, do it again, but I'm going to try this time. They're also occasionally some of the most disturbing, weird freak-out bosses that are out there. This game has a parry button.
Really?
Yeah. Just at any time, you can have a perfect parry of anything.
Alright, I did not know that. Fun.
Yeah. You have a rising uppercut that you can do once in the air to slightly increase your jump. If you kill 10 enemies in a row, you can use the parry to super taunt, which will kill everything on screen. everything also is coupled with your momentum to increase that, and then each individual stage gimmick will compound on your momentum to play with it in interesting ways, thus creating a constant stream of new things that you continually have to deal with. I think the game's good.
Glad to hear it.
I think that this is an excellent platformer. I don't think it quite cracks my top 100. I feel like the games asking you to do S ranks and P ranks are a bit stringent, if only because you run too good. And because you run too good, you glue to walls very, very easily. So getting the exact timing needed for platforming through levels where wall jumping or wall running in specific is required, which is almost all of them. But, like, for a casual run through, I think this is an incredible game.
Excellent. Does it satisfy that need that you've been feeling for something Wario? Is this the spiritual successor?
Absolutely not. Because here's the thing about Wario Land, I love its personality. Actually playing the games, I like Shake It sometimes. It does run into that Shake It problem where I feel like it's asking a little much for the 100% completion bits. Like, it's asking for a lot of very, very specific perfection. And does it feel good getting there? Yeah, it does. But, I don't know, the levels feel a bit long to get there. And the fact that it demands a perfect combo all the way through just feels a bit... I do feel that 2D Sonic does the idea of perfection a little bit better than Pizza Tower, because 2D Sonic is just a lot more freeform. Whereas Pizza Tower is like, there is very clearly a specific and intended method to get through this stage perfectly. And sometimes it is not clear. Gnome Forest is really spread out and really long. With all apologies to my good friend Gustavo, like, City of Pigs is the much better Gustavo level.
All right. So kind of, I'm hearing like a Crash 4 kind of deal where it's wonderful to play through on a first attempt, but like trying to 100% complete it is a bitch.
I wouldn't quite call it as frustrating as Crash 4, because Crash 4 is, like, actively spiteful. But other than that, I think I would agree with you. I think that if you are a very specific kind of player, it is very good at scratching a very particular itch. And if you are a large fan of this art style, this game will commit to you hard and it will be great. I am not, because I am not a fan of Cow and Chicken.
I do not actually know what that is, but I assume it looks equally insane.
It's like that sort of like gritty, kind of sketchy art style look for the 90s cartoon.
Oh, okay.
That sort of feel sort of like Ed, Ed and Eddie, but a bit more exaggerated. Like a middle ground between, I would say, Ed, Ed and Eddie and Rocko's Modern Life.
All right.
But yeah, some of these levels, like, I will remember for quite a while. Like, oh my god, War is fantastic. The Five Nights at Freddy's parody level is really smartly done. Not that fun to play, but I thought, like, what a clever concept. What fun for this. And, like, Peppino is such a fun character because he doesn't deserve the awful things happening to him. But he endures it and goes through it in the best way. He's sympathetic in the same way that Courage the Cowardly Dog is.
All right.
And that makes me really like him, compared to Wario, who absolutely deserves everything bad that happens to him. Golf is too easy. There's a level where you just throw things and you do a golf course, and it is apparently hard for people, and I'm like, no, this is a baby level. Because you don't have to go fast, you just have to play golf, and I'm good at golf. But yeah, everyone who said Pizza Tower is good, yeah, no, it's a really excellent game. I am still waiting for the 2023 game that dethrones Theatrhythm for me. Because I didn't think that would hold on this long, but goddamn, it's found a way.
I mean, with how long you played that game, I'm not surprised.
I didn't think I would. I'm not a big Final Fantasy guy.
Yes, but rhythm, though.
You're completely right. Okay, and after 2 hours, 10 minutes, we can finally stop talking about video games and move on to the next section.
Oh, wow, it's been that... Jesus! Alright, Future Sight. Woo!
Future Sight!
Okay, what we got?
Okay, we hit the news and we do some things. Let me pull up my articles and stuff. All right. Fun story to start with. Peanut Butter, the Shiba Inu, will speedrun Gyromite at the next Awesome Games Done Quick.
That is one of my favorite stories that we've ever talked about in this.
Isn't it? We now officially have dog percent Gyromite runs for everyone to enjoy.
That needs to become just a recurring category at any speedrunning event.
Absolutely. So, you know, Gyromite is one of the games that Rob the Robot would play.
Yeah.
So, essentially, they're putting out treats for Peanut Butter to eat, and then after hitting the button at the time, to do the same functions that Rob would. And just going, good girl, and giving her a treat.
So is there a chance that this run just doesn't really end? Are they prepared for that?
Peanut Butter is pretty consistent from what I can tell.
Okay.
They're a solid runner, dedicated to their craft. And also get mini num-nums. So, please look forward to that one run in Awesome Games Done Quick. It will probably be the only one I watch live.
I will absolutely be doing the same.
Yep. In lighter news, Nintendo tries to destroy Nintendo's tournament scene again.
You know, if they keep collecting them, is there a specific number they're trying to get to? Because what are they at like now? 7, 8, 9?
Well, you know, they're trying really hard this time. It is very clear that this effort is specifically trying to counteract the rise of, Ultimate mods and Slippy in specific.
Mm-hmm.
There are very specific clauses that say you cannot use modified versions of the game that would allow it to run online. So it's very clearly trying to deny any Melee netcode or Smash Wii U netcode or Brawl netcode that has been implemented since the discontinuation of those services or that has been willed into existence by fans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For those not in the know, Slippy is the rollback netcode solution that has been modded into Melee so that you can play it with better netcode than what Smash Ultimate offers.
Indeed. Because
they have also
Nintendo does that themselves.
But yes, if you pass a certain threshold of prize money, which has been limited to very specific amounts, you cannot do specific things. You cannot use Nintendo iconography, ideas, characters, etc. in any sort of your announcements. So Things like Super Smash Con will very likely have to rebrand. You can also no longer sell merchandise at Nintendo related tournaments or food.
What? I know about the merchandise, but food?
Food. So if you have an Auntie Anne stall right in the lobby, nuh-uh. Big Mr. Miyamoto is going to come down and shut down Annie Anne.
That's just, Yeah, I got nothing. I'm just... Now, I wish I could say I'm surprised. I'm not, but...
I did see something of a breakdown as to why Nintendo would be so stringent on this, and especially the modding scene, specifically. Because consider how loose Smash Ultimate's contract has to be. Like, consider if, like, the naked Chun-Li fiasco that we saw was not handled internally by Capcom, but Chun-Li was a character owned by Disney. Imagine if someone mods in Donald Duck back into the Hollow Bastion stage, and Big Mr. D goes, "What the hell is this?" Nintendo would be liable for that.
Okay, yeah, that is fair. That is fair.
Like, Smash is a beautiful, beautiful product that is the biggest headache legally to continue to maintain. Because they wouldn't have to do things for this, like tournaments and whatnot. It'd just be a product, and people mod it, oh well. It's not being, like, advertised or anything.
Yeah.
With that said, frickin' sucks for the Splatoon community.
Oh, right, yeah. They just catch a stray from all this.
Yep. Sucks for the ARPS community. Anyway.
All 7 of them.
I don't know if the Pokemon community is affected. People hack those games all the time just to play them.
I don't know if you could stop people from hacking Pokemon games. I think Pokemon is just above the law at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that, but yeah, I understand why, but it's the most unfriendly shit in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's gross.
Yeah, I wish I could add more to the conversation, but just, yeah.
Completely. But that's okay. You know what? If Nintendo is dropping the ball, our good buddies at Microsoft surely will help fighting games continue on into the future.
Well, what
and
fighting
help
games
that
they have, first of all?
Starting Killer Instinct.
Oh, right. That's definitely something they have.
And to help with that, starting on November 12th, Microsoft will no longer allow authorized or unauthorized third-party accessories to connect to the Xbox console.
Yeah, because if you have a disability that prevents you from using a regular controller, fuck you, I guess.
Exactly. If you have any sort of fight stick, damn. Yeah, that sucks for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just not what... That's like it's what all fighting games are based around. Right? This is fine, it's fine.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's no problem. Yeah. Now, to be fair, they claim that it will keep the authentic Xbox experience as developers intended. So, you know, I'm glad that they're looking out for that.
Do we know what caused this? Was there a similar, like, thing that they're trying to avoid? Or is this just kind of out of the blue?
No, I mean, if you want to blame New Chun-Li again, we can. Like, that's probably what caused Capcom to also go a little bit hard on modding recently.
Yeah, that one I at least understand. Okay, it's still too harsh, but I understand that one.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I'm curious if this will, like, kill scenes or just cause, like, everything to go underground again. I don't know.
There are just, like, a few alternates because I believe Killer Instinct is available on PC.
I think so, yeah.
I think it is. So this essentially just rules out Xbox setups at fighting game tournaments, which most of them default to PlayStation or PC. But it still sucks, and it still puts people out by, like, quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, their advice to, if you have an unauthorized controller, is to please talk to the manufacturer to see about getting a refund.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That's going to go over great!
Yeah, that's just icky.
Yeah.
I haven't got anything else for that. That's just gross.
But you know what's not icky?
Depending on who you talk to, you'll get some people that are so icky about this one.
They don't have taste.
Oh, no, I agree.
Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 reveals its DLC Season 1.
I think there's just too many firebenders. God damn it. Anything with fire in the franchise.
So the characters revealed are Mr. Krabs, Zuko, Iroh, and Rocksteady.
Which, on one hand, I get why people would be upset about that, but that's like the two best characters in the show.
This is who sells a DLC pass.
Like, I'll be honest, I'd probably want to play as either of them over any other Avatar character.
Yeah. My other option would be Azula. Oh, wait!
Oh, yeah! Would you look at that?
Yeah.
Crazy how that happens.
I'm really happy that Mr. Krabs is here.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I sincerely hope that they get Clancy to voice him. Because, like, isn't Plankton a sound-alike?
I have no idea.
Because he sounded off to me.
A lot of people have been sounding off, which I've looked up, and some of them are just...
I know a lot of them is age.
Yeah.
But, like, I think the Plankton voice doesn't really age as much as others.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can hear the strain in Tom Kenny's voice. I really can. And, like, when he came back to do Dog, I went, oh, no. Oh.
Someone just said...
Plankton is Mr. Lawrence?
Somebody said it's fitting for Krabs to be DLC. That is true. That's great.
It is.
Money.
Hey, SpongeBob, why don't you give me some of them microtransactions?
Please say he's part of the shop as well. Just with that exact... I'm glad that this company got another chance to, like, go ham with this game. I don't know if I'm going to play it myself, but, like, it looks like what the first game wanted to be.
Me lad, you want to get a top tier? Well, that'll cost ye $5. That's what we call DLC privilege, Mr. Squidward.
I hope so. I hope so.
I didn't go through naval training just to be base roster, Mr. Squidward. That's for chumps. But you know what's not for chumps?
Ah.
That's right, it's Deltarune. It could be for chumps, but it's not a chump game.
I feel like Spampton would disagree. I think Spampton believes it's for chumps.
Spampton, do you think it's for chumps? I see. In any case, Deltarune will now release for purchase at the completion of Chapter 4. This is moved back from when they plan to release Chapters 3 through 5 as the paid game. They will now be releasing it at the completion of Chapter 4.
Okay, so they're also not... Wait, does that mean they're not releasing 3 through 5 altogether anymore?
They are going to release 3 and 4 together and then release 5 later because they realize that 5 will just take a long time.
Okay.
So this is to get the purchasable version of Deltarune out faster.
Honestly, probably fair.
Yes.
With how long this has been taken, that money's probably necessary. Which, honestly, I would have paid for the first 2 chapters, so I'm fine with this.
Oh, I agree. That's an easy paid game.
Also means we get 3 and 4 sooner.
Precisely. I'm happy with this decision. I think it's a more realistic dev time goal.
Yes,
agreed. Nicely done there. I have a duo of stories here. Sega plans to release their first super game by March 2026, which will be so more advanced than regular games, it will embarrass them.
The fact that it's Sega specifically claiming this is my favorite part of that story.
Well, we heard earlier about their super game initiative. This is them now telling their stockholders this is when it is happening. Big things are coming. You cannot stop us. And you know what also can't be stopped? That's right, Sonic the Hedgehog, the fastest thing alive, because Sega has looked toward its blood, toward its life, toward its soul, toward all the advertisements that said, you play Mario? Gay. Go ahead and play Sonic, and you'll learn how to be straight. That's me mocking 90s advertising. I think I'm fairly on the money.
No,
anyway,
it's like I was back in my youth.
I'm glad. Because they have also announced that their new goal is for Sonic to fulfill his destiny and not just match Mario, but surpass him.
I would die to know the reasons why. I want to know what plan an executive is looking over all of that, and it's like, oh yeah, this is what crosses the threshold. We got this.
Man. Maybe Sonic Superstars will be a good game. I know it's out, but I'm not getting that for $60.
Nope, me neither. I'm probably not. Well, I'm definitely not getting it. But it's nice.
I don't know. You might like Sonic more than Mario. It has extra.
I played 4 levels of Sonic Mania and got bored. And I feel like if I got bored of Sonic Mania, it's probably not for me.
Did you play as Ray the Flying Squirrel?
I don't know what any of those words mean.
It means Ray the Flying Squirrel. He's different. It do have Fang, and the soundtrack is really good.
I want this to be Sonic Adventure 3, and I want it to be bad. That's the timeline I want to live in.
Okay, that's personally hurtful. That crossed the line.
Well, yeah, but it explains why they're so confident, and the downfall would be hysterical.
We already have a bad Sonic Adventure 3. It was called Sonic 2006.
We can do more. Sonic can always be pushed further.
You can't do more than Sonic 2006.
That's quitter
it
talk.
It was
there.
The most video game.
Well, I think we need 2 more princesses to create a love square for Sonic. Also a Chow Garden, but with 10% of the content of the previous Chow Garden. It's like one of those. It's like how spirits worked. That you can go through World of Light and find those little dojos. You put the spirits in the dojos. That's the Chow Garden now.
Oh, they've just streamlined it. I see.
Yeah,
no, that's just modern gaming. That makes sense.
I don't believe them, but I can't wait to see what that is.
You made me sad. I had so much energy going into this announcement. Now I'm just deflated. I don't know. Anyway, and Xbox announces partnership with InWorlds to bring AI-powered characters, stories, and quests into games.
God.
How do you have to feel to work at Obsidian and be bought by Microsoft because of your ability at storytelling? And now we're here.
Yeah, gonna have to. There's just gonna have to be an AI strike for every segment of the creative process. Which sucks because I can see ways you can like mix the two together to create something insane, but it's just I don't trust corporations not to just overwrite one with the latter.
We need to have regulations on AI right now. Because
3 years ago, but yeah.
My feeling with it is that AI for personal use, by which I mean AI curtailed to your abilities specifically in order to help you through individual aspects, that is built off of your previous experiences and styles, I think that could be an incredible tool in helping a lot of people through a lot of depressive funks.
I agree. Honestly, if I had the ability to AI animate, like, character concepts, that would streamline my process entirely.
Mm-hmm. There is no good way that any sort of corporation can do this without cutting the ability to have jobs.
Exactly.
And, like, we've seen this. We're already seeing talks about this. Katzenberg was just talking about how, in the future, it took like 500 animators in order to make Shrek and years of the process. With AI, we can do that with 10% of the labor force in half the time.
Yeah.
I'm going, yeah, that's what we don't want. We would like to have creations and not content, please.
Mm-hmm. There is a lack of soul. I don't know if this is just placebo, but you see AR and you can just feel it. There's a lack of humanity for to be overdramatic.
Also, the fact that they specify AI-generated quests. Can you imagine anything worse than an AI looking over how quest progression has gone in video games and trying to replicate it?
Oh no, yeah, just go drive down this street 15 times and I'll give you a tire.
Can you kill 5 warg rats for me? My mom has cancer, and if you kill the warg rats, she will not have cancer anymore. Wow, you did it. 20-minute cutscene about this NPC's backstory. Thank you for killing the warg rats. I'll now suck your dick.
And none of the fingers have enough. None of the hands have enough fingers. Or too many.
See, that's the thing. I wish AI artists were more creative. They all give me the same looking thing. It's all this nouveau style.
No, yeah.
With like a little bit of an unfocused blur to it, and large anime eyes and large breasts.
I mean, it's basing art off of what's on the internet.
It is, and like I wish that AI was more clever. Because their art isn't interesting.
We just need to implement like a J. Jonah Jameson program into any AI, just to bully them for all their mediocrity.
But yeah, no, the possibilities of it eventually are interesting, but throwing it into this unregulated market is a recipe for disaster.
True. Although the fact that it's getting thrown in before it becomes interesting does give me hope that it will cause enough pushback. Whereas, like, if this happened 10 years later, that might just go through without ending.
Feel like we're going to get one game out of this, and then it will be raked over the coals so hard that we will get 5 more games out of this because they were in too deep, and then never again.
Yeah.
Like when Ubisoft went super, super hard into NFTs.
Oh, right! Yeah, because that was kind of safe, Tom Clancy. Yeah.
Yeah, remember when we had like an NFT story every single month for a while?
Yeah, just wow. I forgot all the Square Enix's stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
They sold like so many valuable brands for that.
Yep.
We live in a dystopia. It's fun, but not
Yeah,
really.
that's fine.
Speaking of that, can I go to the next one?
Oh, absolutely. Because after 16 years, Yahtzee Croshaw has resigned from the Escapist, officially ending zero punctuation.
Oh, it wasn't just Yahtzee. It was like
Oh, I know.
almost all of their staff.
Most of the staff, because I believe
Escapist is just dead.
they removed the EOC, I think.
Yeah, because of
And then
unrealistic
everyone
demands.
resigned in solidarity. Which is incredible to me. Because this happened like a couple years ago. But this time they actually got Yahtzee to leave the site. And like, that man is like a living artifact. He belongs in a museum.
That one simply drawn stick figure is like one of the primary mascots of video game critique.
He influenced so much of YouTube. Like, again, 16 years. The first review of his I saw was Super Paper Mario. This was like 4 months after the Wii launched.
Yeah. I call it an end of an era, but I'm sure she's just going to go back to doing it somewhere else. This is just Escapist being so... Like, on one hand, it sucks that people lose their job, but on the other hand, I feel like they didn't really lose a job. Like, the team is still intact, they just moved.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, that honestly feels really good, just to see that explode in people's faces.
Mm-hmm. Good, the chat is making me feel old as I expected. The feelings of who to that viscerally hurts.
It's fine. You're only turning 30 in a few months. Don't think about it.
You're correct. Yeah. The inevitability of time is going to take my hair, then my health, my mind at some point in between the two.
And then an AI will be created to replicate you for all time going forward.
Exactly, and he'll have hair. So everything will be great. But damn, this one hits me. Just like, because I've gone through the whole cycle of this guy is great and has informed all of my opinions. Actually, this guy is terrible. Actually, this man isn't even a real critic. This is an entertainer. This is just stupid. Why would I ever have listened to this? I feel disgraced having done it. Actually, I respect everything he's done. He's built up a brand incredibly well.
It's so
And
funny.
his longevity is a testament.
I've gone through that with so many different creators. It's the cycle of growing up on YouTube and realizing,
It
that,
is.
oh yeah, that's how that works.
It really is. All right. What else do I have on here? I think let's do what you have to throw in. Your news stories.
Yeah, okay. 8-bit
You
wise
okay?
man, that's very mean.
I see.
Your own.
In all caps, Pyrr, you are only 29?
It's okay,
My guy, I hope I am not trying to have this level of YouTube success at 35 without a solid backup plan.
It's okay. Nobody believes I'm as old as I am. So if we average out the expectations, we're about where we're supposed to land.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. What even was I bringing? Oh, right. So, little interesting thing that I care about a lot because ARCANE is fantastic, and the second season is actually coming in November. I can add this right now because that was just announced.
November 2024.
So
I have
excited.
that listed as well.
Excited.
Yes.
But in the face of that and the MMO they're making in all the various games, they're actually taking efforts to be like, you know what, we were treating these as very, like, different, like, a multiverses kind of deal of just like, oh yeah, there's the ARCANE side of things, and there's the card game side of things, but they're actually taking the steps to streamline it all and make it so it's one continuous story, which is the correct thing to do. I know that's hard, but I respect them so much for that.
That's very nice.
I wish more companies tried to do that with their franchises, because there's a lot that just be like, no, you can do whatever you want with these characters, and then people get mad, and then the projects die, and they act surprised. So that's neat. Also, just... I haven't talked about team fight tactics in a while, because it's just an addiction, and I can't stop. But the newest set they're doing is doing something that's so insanely cool that I need to talk about it.
Oh yes, go for it.
So it's their 10th set. Like, they've been doing this for a long time, and they're pulling out all the stops for this. So, you know how much League of Legends has done, like, various music videos and various bands by turning their characters into different skins and all that. Like,
very inescapable.
Yeah, the whole KDA stuff and all that, Pentakill, metal bands. So they're theming this auto chess battler set off of those musical bands. Like, you have traits based off of the various bands, whether you're the guitarist or just a fanboy or whatever. But what they're doing, since it's a music-themed set, is that they re-recorded the main theme for it like 30 different times and isolated individual instruments from like various bits of the theme. And depending on the units you put on the board from various bands, it will completely shift the main theme that is playing while you're going through the game.
Oh, okay.
There's like 50 units in these games. That is insanity.
That's pretty great.
That just effortlessly meshing like jazz and metal and 8-bit and EDM and just... Does it all sound good when put together? I don't know, but I haven't played it yet, but I'm so excited to see how that works. Just wanted to bring that up.
No, it sounds like a fascinating musical challenge I'm nowhere near good enough to equipped to handle.
And then last thing, I shouldn't have watched this. I knew what this was going to happen, but I was so curious after the Microsoft buyout went through, just being like, okay, how is this going to reflect on BlizzCon? So, I watched BlizzCon. And that was one of the most pathetic presentations I have ever watched. I have seen EA E3s that were better than that.
Well, I mean, didn't every company involved have to just go before the European boards and go, I'm a pathetic little baby. I can't make money. This is so bad. Look at how bad I am. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, no, yeah, but then they go up on stage, and it's, like, in terms of speaking per announcement, I think there was, like, a 20-minute to 1 ratio over a 2-hour presentation.
So you're saying that our podcast is slightly faster paced?
Just a little bit. just a disgusting amount of back-patting over, oh, we're so dedicated to this community. We love how you're able to see yourself in our characters. You make us better. Like, in that corporate bullshit speak kind of way that just makes you feel really slimy. And just pausing after every little just appeal to the audience, being like, no, we're still the guys you want us to be. Applaud. Applaud.
Just one guy going,
applaud right now. No, and you actually hear, like, there's several moments where you're just like, one more is like, woo, yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned that character. I like that character.
That guy, he gets it.
And it's so sad because at the end, Chris Metzen comes on stage. You know who that is. It's voice of Thrall. He's like probably the last remaining big shot there. And he tries so hard to recapture the old energy. Like, he's got the Thrall voice, just big, booming, gravelly. Just appealing to all your nostalgia. And it is capturing this, like, the feeling of excitement, but it's just for him. It's like you're witnessing an echo on stage of like, oh yeah, this is how this used to feel. And then it just cuts to the audience where all the just faces are dead and the passion is gone. And I'm very depressed.
Aw.
That's all. BlizzCon made me sad.
Well, that's okay. Because, you know what, I think I could cheer you up. I can have... You want to play a fun game?
I would love to play a fun game. What is the fun game?
Alright, so... Here is my fun game for you, because it is a solid would you rather. And we'll see if your experience lines up with the audience. I'm going to give you 2 individual things that you can compare each other, and you're going to tell me which of these you would rather purchase.
Okay.
So, would you rather purchase in Mortal Kombat 1 for 1,250 combat points or kyber crystals or some, I don't know, the MK currency, which translates to about 10 USD, 1 fatality involving a jack-o'-lantern?
How well carved is the jack-o'-lantern?
It is so well carved that you can look it up on YouTube for the same effect.
Okay. What else? What am I buying in comparison?
Would you rather purchase for 2,500 Rocket League points? That's right, reskin your entire car to look like Lightning McQueen and play Life is a Highway whenever you score.
Wait, what? I didn't hear about this.
Yes!
People have been joking about this for ages.
No,
they
Lightning
did it?
McQueen and Life is a Highway is in Rocket League for 2,500 Rocket League points.
Oh my god.
Now, would you rather have that for double the price, theoretically, if not more, of the Mortal Kombat 1 fatality?
Man, I just paid to say I paid for it for Lightning McQueen. I don't care if I even use it. That's hilarious.
Congratulations. You seem to have made the correct choice.
Yeah, wow. How, what, why in world...
It's so funny. I don't even know who you're saying how or why to.
You know what? I don't really know either. This is just the state of gaming today.
Just think about it. Lightning McQueen is worth 5/8 of a Diddy Kong in Mario Kart Tour.
Did you pay for the Diddy Kong?
No.
Were you tempted?
No. He was an easy drop by the time I got in. I feel awful for anyone who did pay. I think the only money I've paid on a gacha game was a WWE puzzle game because I really wanted Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
All right. What else do I have here? Yes. Just 2 more really quick ones. This one reported before I got after I got the news. Sony will be removing access for the PS4 and PS5 to post to X, formerly Twitter, on November 14th.
Wow, what will they ever do with that integral required program to function in every... Like, I've heard Elon talk, like, this is going to become the center of our modern society. Everything's going to go through that. And Sony's removing from it?
Now, I want you to understand how crazy this is. I don't know if you've looked at a PS4 or PS5 controller recently, but there's a button on it, specifically, that says share. And guess what it specifically shares to? What that one button that is on every single PlayStation controller would be connected to.
Well, it's not Twitter anymore.
That's right. It is now the PlayStation phone app only. Please understand that the select button died because Twitter was so massive that a company decided to replace a basic function that has been there since '85 with the ability to integrate with that app.
That brings me joy. I'll be honest. That's just funny.
This sucks, dude. Like, I know for us specifically, it doesn't really affect things, but imagine how many indie devs profited because someone had hashtag PS4 share in a little clip of their game.
Okay, yeah, with that context.
Like, if that button did not exist, we would not be getting 2 Yakuza games within 3 months. Right now.
No, yeah.
That game went viral because of viral clips of a chicken from Yakuza 0.
And now this next Yakuza game is doomed to failure because of no
more people
more
saying, that's rad. No. Like a Dragon is in a great place. But it sucks for any smaller developer. It sucks for just meme culture in general.
Think they'll replace it with anything else? Like, I imagine, like, you still want to use the button for something. Reach out to Facebook or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, because Facebook is such a great option for that.
Oh, yeah, it's don't you know? That's just the pinnacle.
Like, the interconnectivity is dead because of boneheaded decisions over 1 year.
Yeah. I can't add any more to that.
It is truly monumentally impressive to me.
Agreed.
All right, and final news, the Zelda movie was announced.
Yeah, who cares about that? We can move on.
Yeah, anyway, what games are coming out this month?
I don't know.
I know Persona 5 Tactica is coming out.
That is coming out, yeah.
I know that it released on Steam for like 20 minutes on accident.
That's great. Is Akechi in it? Do we know?
He is DLC.
Oh, right, yeah. Is that still in that same little time period? We're just stuffing every side game into that 1 week of the casino?
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's that exactly.
That's great. Wario's already come out, but that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. I hear it is the worst selling WarioWare game in Japan outside of Game & Wario.
Super Mario RPG.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
And I don't know what Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name is, but
oh yeah, that's the Kiryu spinoff.
That was yesterday.
Oh yeah. RoboCop Rogue City came out. Neat. Oh yeah, Thirsty Suitors just came out. Boy, that game was probably good.
Yeah. I think we're finally calming down from the utter insanity that has been 2023. Everybody got their Game of the Year nominees in, and now we're just kind of waiting to see what gets in.
Everyone's like settled. Oh, Song of Nunu came out.
Yeah, I do want to play that actually. I like Nunu.
Yeah,
and it has Braum in it. I love Braum. Braum's a great character.
Yeah. Anyway, on the YouTube side of things, congrats on your HOTS video.
Yeah, for things I'm working on, I started, finished, and released a video. You're welcome, guys. I don't know what else I'll be doing moving forward. But yeah, that was a little thing. I just saw the buyback went through, and it's like, okay, but if I can just have one thing, give me this, please.
Chat, Mad World 2 came out. It's called Anarchy Reigns. No one played it. That's why it's dead.
Yeah, but as far as other content, I don't really have anything else I haven't already talked about before. Although I did commission a thumbnail for like the XCOM streams I want to do.
Ooh,
which
cool.
was really, really fun. It was from the same person that did the you might not know this, but the chat will. The same person that did the Smash Brothers Olimar logs, I made a little like short about those. And because you can make like your viewers, your soldiers in XCOM, I purposefully had them make just artwork of like a couple of viewers. You're in it as well. Not it'll be fun. It's a bit of a shitpost, but it'll be fun.
Nice. It's me. That makes it better.
What about you? What are you working on? Congrats on several videos, actually, since the last time.
Oh, yeah. We released that Tears of the Kingdom the author made. She did a really great job. If anyone has not seen that, I would just recommend it and just, like, leave a comment. She reads all the comments. So if you leave a comment just supporting her work and what she did on that video, I would really personally appreciate it. Even more than views or that video's success. Just to have those nice words for her hard work over the past like 7 months she was chipping away at it in the background.
Yeah, to add on to that, having made content for various larger creators, it feels amazing, like taking a spotlight and having people appreciate that. Mm-hmm. It's like, show some love.
Yeah. Also released the Jetta video, which was edited by Virtual Mementos. And they also have a very nice channel. So that is Virtual Mementos, if you can shout them out. And I'm really pleased with that one. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Like, just to actually get able to celebrate that character has been a fantastic thing. It did about as well as I expected a Darkstalker video to do.
Yeah, but that's okay. You let me make a 15-second shitpost of a Raptor
that was
music
so
video.
Good. Thank you so much for editing that Lord Raptor bit. How much do you like Lord Raptor right now?
Significantly more than I did before.
Well, see, that's what I do. I get people to play games that they normally wouldn't. Because you'll, like, see him and go, I know him. I love him.
Indeed, indeed. Should we actually talk about the Zelda movie? Or are we good just leaving that be?
Oh, God. There's, like, no news about the Zelda movie there. Yeah, well, it's like it's being made, and it's being made
by the Morbius guy, and that's funny.
Yeah, that's the entire joke.
Okay, I just wanted that on the record.
And then the writer, I believe, is attached to the Maze Runner movies, which I am completely unfamiliar with.
Planet of the Apes, and that's literally it. Are you with me in thinking that making it live action is a bit weird? That's not the format I would have chosen.
I think that makes sense for Zelda. I think that movies are still kind of insecure as a medium, which is why, like, comic book characters get their outfits changed. Yeah. So in order to take Zelda, quote unquote, seriously, it makes sense for it to be a live action film. Like, Zelda is not one that I expected to be animated. Animated is the realm for Mario and Donkey Kong and Kirby.
All right, fair. I cannot wait for the casting to be just as funny as Mario's. People are gonna freak out. Like, the voices are different now. Wait until, like, Link's cheekbones don't look right.
There's only one casting I want, and that is Dwayne the Johnson Rock as Darunia.
Yeah. I also want Anya Taylor-Joy to also play Zelda in live action, just because I think that would be really funny.
That's good.
Okay. We can move on to bonus now.
No, I gotta plug my future videos.
Oh, wait,
I got future videos. I got some stuff. In very short order, we will be releasing a video on Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Nice.
So please look forward to that. And by the end of the month, I plan to have a video about a very important Mario character released. And it's not the one that I've been working on for months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not that one.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I had a good idea, and, like, I decided to do some legwork. There are some interviews with that, so let me say right now, if you are a fan or were a fan of the webcomic Brawl in the Family, I have a treat for you in a bit.
I
stay
remember
tuned.
seeing that on the Patreon. I am very excited to hear about that.
All right. Okay, yeah, now we can both stage.
Okay.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Okay, seeing as it's my face now, can I talk about my thing?
Go. That's fine.
Thank you. I've been dying to talk about this. So, obviously, I am here to talk about Captain Laserhawk, because how could I not? Oh, whoops. I just covered... Ah, no! Windows! Change... I have to get the music back up, and it just ruined my entire life. Okay, we're good. Okay, so, Captain Laserhawk. The Ubisoft crossover show thingamabob is a thing that exists. And there's really only one thing I'm invested in with this show, but I will speak briefly about the other qualities it has, because from a visual standpoint, this is just a love letter to video games. It is constantly shifting art styles to make its characters seem like they're in the middle of various games. Like, are two people sneaking into somewhere? Now it's a Metal Gear game. Top-down perspective. You're just sneaking around. It's the same kind of layout and everything. Some weird acid trip simulation. Now we're live action, but in that weird pixel, like the OG Mortal Kombat kind of way. You'll have fight scenes that will very abruptly shift to video game combat and back, the music following suit. It's a wild ride. That's a very celebratory showcase of the medium it's harkening towards.
That's not what I expected, but that's actually really cool.
It actually, like, I'd recommend looking up some clips of just the video game segments. It's quite charming. The writing is it's bizarre. It's a situation where it's so obnoxiously heavy-handed with its story and characterization. The evil stuff is happening, and it's bad because of this reason. This person is upset, so they will explain why. Like, it tries so astronomically hard, but to a point that it almost feels intentional. I don't know. I can't tell if this is a genius show trying to parody that kind of commonplace shitty writing to be able to sneak in some subtler themes that actually flow really nicely, or if the people writing this are genuinely thinking they're being super profound and, like, impactful, and they're just accidentally, like, doing something right every now. I don't know. Either way, it's ridiculously over the top. It's one of the most irreverent shows I've ever seen. I had to pause the show at several instances because I was in tears laughing. Not because it was funny per se, but just at the sheer absurdity.
Yes.
This is a crossover that does not respect their own brands that they're using in the crossover, and that's kind of great at several points. Can't say much about most of the characters. The way it's written makes it hard to take most of them very seriously. They do a really good job at respecting Sam Fisher, which that felt really great. He gets a fantastic moment.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, his legs are, like, he's in a wheelchair because his legs have just been blown off, but he actually goes off and he's like, no, I've got one last mission. Actually does super spy things, just missing two of his limbs.
That's really rad.
I also do love the adorable Assassin's Creed frog. He was just adorable. Absolutely cute.
Oh, good.
But the one major exception with the characters, because of course, is the one thing I want to talk about, which is Rayman. So, in this story, at least at first, Rayman is playing the role of I don't remember his name, but the purple dude in Hunger Games, like that kind of the upbeat announcer, like the cheerful face of this world that's really narcissistic, clearly benefiting from the situation, just keeping up the energy to kind of dumb down how horrific everything happening around him is. Like, it's the smiling face to hide the pain for, like, society at large.
Yeah.
And he plays this role really well. Just effortlessly shifting blame onto protagonists when something bad happens. He stars in his own biopic showing his quest to make the world a better place. You get announced, like, trailers of this and everything. And he reacts super violently if anything doesn't go his way. Now, unfortunately for him, he gets booted out of his station due to losing his temper on air. And you're kind of lulled into thinking that this is just gonna be, like, just a downward spiral of a bad person, which, for the record, I was cool with. Like, I thought this was hilarious to see Rayman in this light. Mm-hmm. It's just the superstar that thinks he's the center of the universe. They can't fire me. I'm fucking Rayman. I can't be replaced because I'm a fucking god. I'm gonna smoke all the cocaine, drink all the booze, and eat sushi off the back of a naked cowgirl furry because I can't handle this kind of rejection. I did not embellish any of that.
I do love surf and turf.
And, like, off the bat, a narrative where Rayman is struggling with being replaced is hilariously, painfully on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
But it would kind of, like, fall into that same parent bullying their child kind of vibe I got from the Mario plus Rabbids DLC.
Okay.
But then the second half starts. Because Rayman gets actually replaced by a second Rayman on his show. Like a clone, I think. They haven't actually explained it. But Rayman really loses it and starts trying to figure out what the hell is going on in the world. Because as far as he knew, he was one of a kind. And upon doing that, he starts to realize, and you start to realize, that this narcissistic superstar persona has been a red herring. This isn't the fall of a megalomaniac story. This is a Disney child actor. This is a character that has genuinely been wanting to do good his entire life, has been wanting to heal these divides between humans and mutants like him. He took the position he's in because he genuinely felt like he was creating a utopia. But he got famous. He got money. And it just slowly became disconnected from it all, separated from the reality of the situation. And he kind of just is forced to come to terms with that, and he shatters. It's such a phenomenal message that I cannot believe Ubisoft allowed to go through. To show how recognizable brands hide behind franchise love to mask the scummy stuff that they do. Mm-hmm. Like imagine that happening to Mickey Mouse or Mario or Master Chief. It would never happen. And what does Rayman do when he realizes all this? He goes insane. We're talking full-on Green Goblin talking to himself in the mirror, ends up shooting the mirror to get rid of this weak Rayman persona, proclaiming, "Now, it's time for them to meet Ramon." Which nearly killed me. I was in tears laughing. Mm-hmm. But he then proceeds to go to the board of directors, dual-wielding Tommy guns, saves the Assassin's Creed frog from being murdered by his doppelganger, encouraging an 8-year-old to pull the lever of an electric chair. There's some fucked up imagery in the show. And just murders every member of the board of directors. Just covered in blood, collapsing around, surrounded by their bodies. I don't understand how this show exists, but I think Ubisoft just showed Rayman murdering all of their higher-ups as revenge for both being replaced and as justice for all the shitty things they've done over the years. You can read into that however you choose, but the simple fact it exists brings me so much joy. And I think that's wonderful. I can't believe they pulled off Shadow the Hedgehog Rayman in a way that's feels so right and so wonderful, but they totally did it.
I'm so glad that you just get to revel in this.
I want more. I can't believe I'm this invested in this, but I want to see where Ramon's story takes him. I'm genuinely invested in the batshit stupidity of this world. Like, how does Glowbox fit into all of this? Is he like some side child actor that put on a stupid persona, but is actually just a super, just cynical, evil. I don't know. I want more, please.
Now, I have to say, like, the fact that they are pulling it off and you are enthusiastic to this degree is pretty incredible.
I mean, to be fair, this has been, like, I have been walking through a desert without food for years. I'm probably much more... What's the word I'm looking for? Open to something like this than I would be after, say, just the release of Rayman Legends.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it's the amount of time it's been also just makes the impact of this just hit that much harder.
Right, but please understand, like, you are also going to be the most critical of anything ever. This is coming right off of a Rayman DLC that you were incredibly critical of.
No, yeah.
Like, if this were happening to a franchise I loved, like, I had nothing but things to say about Cranky Kong in the Mario movie. The fact that they are pulling it off is an insane testament.
Yeah, and again, I can't tell if the writers are doing this on purpose or not. Like, this is all between such heavy-handed, just like, oh yeah, this is the path that society has taken, and if we don't change this, we're all doomed. I'm pretty sure that is an actual quote from the show. And, like, they don't nail all of it. I feel really bad for Beyond Good and Evil fans. They kind of got screwed over by this show.
Well, that's just life. I mean, BG&E 2 has surpassed Duke Nukem Forever.
That's true. That is actually true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like it kind of broke me in a sense because of just what it is, but I am totally down for this new era of just corrupted Rayman. I want to see where this goes.
Good? Good. No more games. Just this.
Yeah, I will say, Marshado, I know what you're talking about, and there might be more to all of their stories because of what happens at the end. There's some... I don't know. I need to see how they bounce off of it. But some, like, Inception game in a game stuff might be happening at the same time. I don't quite understand, but it's interesting. I'm interested. I'm invested. Give me more, please.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I want to say about Laserhawk.
Alrighty. So, unfortunately, I didn't quite get to finish a lot of the things that I wanted to finish for this week. Like, I wanted to come in here and talk about Pluto, the anime on Netflix, because that is an incredible adaptation, but I have not finished it as of yet. Mm. I can only just say, like, it is stunning, and it is, as all of his works are, the depths of human depravity and absolute sorrow put on display, in the sense that people can still try to do good in spite of that. Mm. It is also a story about Astro Boy. But I didn't get to finish that, so we'll talk about it later. Or never. Who knows? But so I had to just pull from past experiences for this one. And one neat thing that came out, have you been following Sakurai's YouTube channel very much?
Yes, I watch all of them.
Okay, lovely. Because recently he had a crossover with a quote-unquote famous YouTube personality. And it was one that not a lot of people knew and got a lot of who? Because it is a very popular Japanese one, but one that is not popular outside of Japan, like, say, a VTuber would be. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that was Chief Areno of Game Center CX. And when I saw that, my eyes lit up and I felt a joy swell in my heart because I love Game Center CX.
Okay, nice.
So, this is going... So, if you haven't seen it before, consider this your sell, but please feel free to watch it. Well, what did you think of Areno Kacho when watching that?
I'll be honest, it was a second monitor kind of deal. I wasn't paying that much attention to it, but I was enjoying it for what it was.
Okay. Because So Game Center CX has been going on since 2003. And it is a show where a man has 12 hours to beat a video game. And that is the concept. It is probably the earliest consistently recorded format of what we would consider a Let's Play. And Areno, as the father of Let's Plays, is an absolutely fantastic presenter. Areno is a professional comedian from the duo Yokio. And he performs in Manzai comedy, which is the kind where it's basically an idiot who is just sort of a bit of an airhead, and then someone reacting to them like, what? It's the straight man, goofy man dynamic.
Okay.
But he is the goofy one. He is the bokeh. He's the idiot. And this allows him to play off of every game's challenge incredibly perfectly, because a game will do something unbelievable to him and he will give the most dead-eyed expression and go like, well, goodbye everyone. Like, you will see the most genuine expressions from him and the most genuine life from this man. He treats the video game itself as his comedy partner, and the crushing reality of the video game being hard and him not being very good is where the comedy derives from it. It is then edited in the slickest, most over-the-top manner possible, with a narrator giving his every action and dramatizing, like, the fact that he is battling Bowser as a fight for his own sanity as he faces the devil Koopa in an eternal double helix. And then it will show every single attempt he has ever done, like 88 individual screens, all synchronized to him dying. And being like, he has been fighting the final boss of Super Mario World for 2.5 hours. And his film crew has to go home in 30 minutes, or they will miss their train. It is engaging melodrama in the form of a Let's Play. And the best part is all of them are truncated down to an hour.
Very nice.
It is slickly cut down.
It's just all
and
the good stuff.
He has just wonderful bits where, like, he will go to a local arcade and just visit it, or just anywhere that happens to have an arcade machine, and he'll go, oh look, they have Metal Slug here too. Can I beat the first level here? I have not been the first level. And he'll be like, maybe I can get the elderly woman behind the counter to play Metal Slug so that I can seem better. And then he will do it, and they will go like, wow, you're so good at games. They'll go, thank you. I will take this candy now, please. Here is my money.
Beautiful.
It is... The thing that I appreciate the most about Game Center CX is that Areno is not good at games. He has an entire song patterned after a Common Writer opening that says that how good is he at games? A normal amount. He is as good as a regular person is at video games, and he will beat them. But he truly loves them. He is willing to struggle through it. He rarely gets upset. Everything about it is sort of just taken tongue-in-cheek in good nature, and you can feel when it defeats him. Like, one of the most well-known memes of it is that image where it says his smile and optimism gone.
Oh,
that's him.
Okay.
That is in response to finding out that the boss of Ninja Gaiden has another phase. He has a camera crew that will constantly make fun of him, yet will offer to sincerely help him. Like, dude, you're not doing this. May I please bring you back to where you were so that you do not have to do this level again? Most of Game Center CX has not been officially translated. However, until about 2 years ago, its fan community was very, very supportive. So you can easily find hundreds upon hundreds of subtitled episodes. There are about, I think, 11 that were officially published in English to Kotaku under the Retro Game Master label.
Okay.
I think you can still find a DVD on it for like $60 on Amazon or something, but it's much easier to find like SA-GCCX. If you're looking for a good time, tons of great episodes about there. Most of his quiz episodes are fantastic. Ninja Gaiden is great. He has a 3-parter on Donkey Kong Country 2.
Nice.
Which was just like, yes, I will watch a man play DKC2 for 3 hours. Most of it in the NES and SNES era, but like, if you don't know a game's title, it is probably a good episode.
Excellent.
Like, some of the most fun I've seen him had is doing like, I am going to simulate driving a train. And his sheer inability to play a train simulator. It's going, I've been at this for hours, and I still cannot park the train. I am sorry to everyone. He has times where he'll travel to other countries. His team established, like, a Cambodian fighting game scene. And he's like, I'm going to become the greatest game player in all of Cambodia. We have organized a Street Fighter 2 tournament where I have an instant pass to the grand finals. He plays Dalsim, and the only thing he knows how to do is input Yoga Fire.
Yes. Oh, this is beautiful.
I was not able to become the greatest fighter in Cambodia, but I got second. Just a very nice, mild-natured man. Also, several video games based off of the show. One actually made it to overseas, titled Retro Game Challenge.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a neat little game where it's like, the concept is that he has gotten so frustrated at losing at games that he has trapped you in his memories of the 80s so that you can remind his child self what it means to love games again.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll play like little parodies of old retro games that are truncated but are still like in the general style. And then in game, they will release fan magazines and they will tell you like cheat codes for each of these fake games that they're playing. So that you get the experience of like reading magazines and slowly getting better at games and figuring out small challenges as opposed to beating them all in one go. It's a really fascinating preservation of the culture of the time.
All right. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Areno is just such a positive figure in, games commentary in general. The show started out doing like interviews with people. If you'll believe it, they had a pre-release interview for Metal Gear Solid 3 in the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give context of how long this has been going. And just, it's nice. It's not complicated. It's not super impressive. It's intentionally incredibly low budget. But it's well done. It's captivating. And hell, it makes it on my first monitor more often than any other Let's Play. I mean, because I just want to watch it.
All of those drawbacks you described are just more than made up for with sheer heart.
Exactly. So that's by recommendation. Watch an episode of Game Center CX, and next episode or in the comments below, tell me what you watched. And if you liked it, please tell me you liked it. I like him.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. We can go to comments.
Hey, comments! Okay, dokie. Let me grab the comments real quick. From Deekso, wouldn't it be funny if you answered the question posted while the newest episode is live? Yes, that would be funny. Thank you for that.
That's hilarious.
Actual question from him, though. Actual, long after when using the tag would be meaningful, but Pyrr does have a point about things being innocuous at first. I mean, the popular story is that Kingdom Hearts happened because of... Oh, this is more just a comment on just like, oh yeah, innocuous things... That's just how things happen. I think it's in direct correlation to how we met and started doing this. Happenstance is what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
Okay, actual question. I think this one's interesting. From Magic Ice. When you stop calling an era of a franchise... When do you stop calling an era of a franchise series modern? For example, Modern Kirby, we know it went from Return to Dreamland to Star Allies, and Forgotten Land is the start of a new chapter. So what do we call Modern Kirby after 10 years? 30 years? This applies to Modern Sonic, Modern Pokemon, and more. When do we decide when it's not modern, and what do we call it when it's not modern?
What the hell is Modern Pokemon?
3D, I guess? Bad?
That counts?
Switch games? I don't know.
What the hell is a modern Pokemon?
I can easily answer the what by it depends on the series that you're talking about. Like, you're gonna call everything differently based on what.
Is Legends Arceus modern Pokemon?
I think that counts.
And is that the only modern Pokemon?
Dude, you're asking too many complicated questions. I don't have the answers for it, man.
Am I modern Pokemon? Gen 5 to... Why 5? Why not 6? Why not 4 when there was the attack and special split? What makes 5 so special? What makes 6 so special? What makes 4 so special?
I mean, the only harsh divide I can see is like the jump to 3D or the jump to consoles. And even then, those are like only 2 games apiece.
But then you have stuff like when abilities were introduced, which is massive for the franchise.
Pokemon Let's Go. That's modern Pokemon. That is the modernized version of the original game.
Damn, they haven't released a new modern Pokemon game in like 4 years. They should really release more Pokemon games more quickly.
I mean, they did have that tease at the end of the one. I don't even know what the latest game is. There was a Ho-Oh and a Lugia with like new titles for like the gold and silver, like titles were long. I don't fucking know. Now, regardless, I think you stop calling it after the next era has like gotten full in swing.
Yeah, once it's properly solidified. Like, we didn't have a boost era for Sonic until boost became like more of a consistent mechanic. We didn't just say the boost era is now when Unleashed happened. Yeah, that was just Sonic Unleashed.
You can't call Forgotten Land like its own era until we get like 2 or 3 games until we can actually figure out what is embodying this new era. But
like, I understand that Star Allies was said as like the wrap on that sort of 2D style of Kirby for that time period, but so like I'm fine with calling that just like based on the Kumazaki era or whatever. You can call it whatever the hell you want, but it's always going to be a colloquial term by fans that is only there to satisfy fans.
Also, it feels a little messy doing that because I really doubt that it's like the last 2D Kirby we're ever going to get. Like, there'll be another one at some point.
Was the last 2D Kirby in like the current continuation and style that they were intending to do those games in?
Yeah. So, to answer the question, it depends on both accounts.
Yeah.
From JMCVO, what would be the dumbest sounding yet coolest versus Capcom game ideas you can think of?
Muppets?
I was gonna say Scooby-Doo, but I like that one more.
No, I've already plotted out Scooby-Doo fighting game. We're solid.
Who's the OP Muppet?
People think it's Animal, and he gets nerfed early, but it turns out he's a low tier.
Yeah, actually, that fits perfectly. Yeah. Then you get some weird setup shit with Gonzo. It takes a while to learn, but once you get it down, there's just nothing you can do about it.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that's keeping Gonzo from getting nerfs is that there are only 3 Gonzo players in the world.
Exactly! God, I really want that now. Can you please get that?
See, I got it in 1. I can't believe it. Well, come on. Figure out something that's good competition.
Cap versus Capcom. I feel like Platinum Games would be really funny, just given the relationship.
They're dead.
I know. So is half of Capcom's properties. Historical figures. Capcom
I was going to
versus
say U.S.
history.
presidents.
That works. Yeah. Styla is like a civilization game, but it's just Theodore Roosevelt versus Mega Man.
Mm-hmm.
Cleopatra versus Morgan. From 8-Bit Wise Man. Simple question. What is the thing you enjoy most about Halloween?
Costumes.
It's not really a competition. Like, candy's fun, but I love seeing the creativity just on display of what people can come up with.
I do love sitting around and eating all the leftover candy afterward. That is a very good part of Halloween.
Indeed.
But no, it is absolutely creativity, or just seeing children really happy, just like in a costume, have no idea how to keep in character. Terrible actors, children. In the streets of Halloween. Just awful. They have one line and they can't even say it consistently. Wonderful experience.
Taking a step backward for a second, Jake, YouTuber versus Capcom could also be pretty funny. But
admittedly, I would like to main Mr. Beast.
Exactly! You understand!
Yes.
Okay, from 3XHS, you get the ability to time travel back in time and punch one historical figure of your choice in the face, without exceptions. However, the choice of who to punch must exclusively be made for thoroughly petty reasons. With that stipulation in place, who do you punch?
Yeah, who would be a good one? Because my gut was Jeffrey Katzenberg, but...
Remind me who Jeffrey Katzenberg is. Oh!
Yeah.
Well, the chairperson, Disney.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Then made Shrek out of spite, which was good. And then just screwed everyone on the way down for money, and then made an app that was going to be the future, and it lost billions of dollars.
My gut reaction was terrible, but I remember when Steve Hawking threw a party for time travelers, and wouldn't that just be the worst thing ever if only one person showed up, punched him in the face, and left?
Oh, that is actually pretty funny.
Apart from that, probably just the writer of a song that has driven me insane that I've blocked from my... This is a hard question to ask because I feel like the right answer is just something you've kind of forgotten until somebody reminds you about it.
Exactly. It has to be just annoying enough to you that you feel like, oh yes, I actually kind of dislike this person.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say that.
But now I want to know. Send me a message. I want to know.
Okay. It would be bad if I said that on...
I understand.
No, Michael
Had a few of
Eisner is
those.
funny. He's a funny failure. I wouldn't want to punch him. I would just want to, like, shame him a little bit. Whoever is the executive that canceled Megas XLR for a tax write-off.
Ooh, if you're talking about cancellations there.
I don't know who it is, which may, like, exclude it based on, like, Death Note rules, but I could look it up very easily.
I hate Bobby Kotick too much for him to count, but whoever made the decision to hire him, whoever made the Activision Blizzard thing go through, I could punch that person.
I wonder if I could just, like, go back in time and punch Linkara and then just become part of his content.
Oh yeah, hey, there you go. Just found a really popular video, and halfway through filming, who is this mysterious person? Creates a giant hunt across the entire internet. You wake up the next day, you've got 3 million more subscribers.
These effects are pretty good for atop the fourth wall, dang. Ever hired John Riccatello? I could punch John Riccatello, exactly. Oh yeah, Tommy Tallarico, because he shares my first name.
God, not only do I share the name with Michael Jackson, I share the initials. That's never let me... It's either that or Mary Jane, growing up. Let's get from Beano Nintendo. I have a question for you. What are some video game environments that you love, but hate the real-life equivalents of? For instance, I can't stand shopping malls in real life, but find them pretty charming whenever they show up in a video game.
Swamps.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I think the Bayou is beautiful in paintings and games at sunset. Like, the beautiful image of just a riverboat going through an entirely green environment is gorgeous.
But you just don't like being eaten alive by mosquitoes in
Not-
70% humidity?
Yeah, about that. No. I am weak.
I feel like you could easily throw out a lot of environmental ones. But I hate being in the middle of a desert. There's some great desert levels. I'm trying to think of more like that kind of social situation. Concerts.
It depends on the concert for me.
That's fair. Like I've been to one where I could actually get into the energy. It was the Who, like the Mongolian band, not the Who, the Who.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's infectious. But most of them I can't stand the crowdedness. But if there's just a bunch of fun, like that kind of Guitar Hero vibe, that's always a great time.
It is fun if the audience is not a mosh audience, but is a glow stick audience.
Yes. Ooh, factories as well. Like, factories aren't fun to be in real life, but...
Oh yeah, no, factories are miserable.
You get some great stuff.
Yeah, I guess anything with, like, large flashing lights, like a discotheque.
Ooh, yeah. Like, those can be really fun environments if you don't actually have... Like, once your senses start shutting down.
Yeah. Oh, skate parks.
Yes! Absolutely.
Skate parks are the most fun things in video games. Never in a million years. I will break all of my specifically highly engineered to be coordinated at only certain things bones.
For sure. We just got one more. I think I'll end off with this one. From Trader
All right.
Zien in the actual live chat. Did you feel in one moment that a genre of video games could be more explored? Ideas that made you say, "Whoa, that's cool." Wait, is that all?
Damn, that's really encompassing and hits really hard. It requires you to go deep into the thought tank.
My gut reaction was, now that having played both Rayman Legends and Mario Wonder, give me a 2D platformer based around music. Like, commit to that idea.
That's actually a really good
I
one.
guess that's Geometry Dash, but, like, there's more you can do there.
Yeah,
The time travel from Titanfall 2, build a whole game around just manipulating. I thought there's a Portal 2
but that's
mod.
so perfect.
It is so perfect.
It's so perfect as its own isolated moment.
But, like, there's an idea there that you could, like... I remember a Portal 2 really popular mod that adds a third green portal that shifts you between time in, like, the same test zone. I feel like time travel shenanigans in general can add a lot to various games, and really only... Like, you had a lot in, like, the Ocarina of Time, where you... Just in the following years after that, I was just like, okay, we're traveling between two worlds, and then it kind of just got dropped a little bit.
Yeah. 90% of Pokemon mechanics.
Yes, that is true. I like... No, go ahead.
I think the only one that's explored at all is double battles. The fact that they committed so hard to contests and then instantly dropped it and gave it no practical reward was like, oh.
Oh, I have one. The game Evolve from, like, 7 years ago, the heavy asymmetric multiplayer, we had 4-player hunters going against 1-player monster. The concept of that game was amazing. They just kind of forgot that they had to give hunters things to do, apart from just chasing after the monster.
Right. Oh, no, that is good.
But, like, there's so many different ways you can mess with just that kind of go kill the other player before they get big enough to kill you.
Yes. No, that's very true. Oh, you know what's the junction system from Final Fantasy VIII?
Oh!
That's such an interesting and fascinating concept. The ability that essentially everyone is a blue mage and everyone has a sort of risk reward with every enemy from what you can learn from it is so utterly fascinating. They're copying from an earlier version of D&D with very limited spell slots for the idea, and junctioning it straight to your stats makes it a very simple binary as opposed to being able to properly evolve and specialize your characters. Like, there is an incredibly deep system in there for what amounts to I put the really good things in the big stat, and now I do the big numbers.
Yeah. I agree. There's so many different directions that can be taken. Oh, I say this is the one good thing about Fates a lot, but having just the simple split of factions for the units, of, like, having mirrors, but one of them is Western European units, and the other one is, like, medieval Japanese units. I cannot believe that didn't become a mainstay of Fire Emblem moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, just theming 3 houses off of, like, Northern, Western, and Eastern Europe? It was right there!
Nah, fam. Claude's, like, from a desert or some shit, I don't know.
No, you just go with, like, kind of Poland, Lithuanian for them, Germanic stuff for Edelgard, and then Dimitri's traditional Western fantasy stuff.
He sure is. The concept of Assassin's Creed. anything relating to the character Desmond in Assassin's Creed.
It's really impressive how the best Assassin's Creed game is a Lord of the Rings game. And even that one didn't go very far with the formula.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, isn't the best Assassin's Creed game a Batman game?
I feel like it does more.
Oh, no, it's Spider-Man. I'm sorry, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the best Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I feel good with those answers.
Yeah, I think we're solid.
Yeah, we've only been talking for almost 4 hours now.
Near 4 hours, yeah.
We're good. So thank you all for watching this. Sorry for the technical issues. You can't really plan for that.
You can't plan for your webcam exploding. It's fine.
No, I even grabbed it afterwards, and it was felt like it was about to burn me. So that's probably a problem.
That's fine.
But we will figure that out moving forward. But until next time, thank you all for watching. Make sure to put the whole hashtag DDG comment if you want us to talk about any of your questions as well.
Please do. Please make them fun questions as well as insightful ones. I want some fun ones.
Exactly. Give us some breaks from video games for a little bit. Let me talk about bugs or something. I don't know.
Let me talk about food again. That was fun.
Yes. Gosh, that description of a burger. I just thought about that, and now I'm hungry.
God, I want a burger.
Seriously. All right. But anyway, we will see you all next month.